because this man is currently joining us. A man who is, I believe, the EVP at WWE, but for all intents and purposes, he is the man who created NXT, which also is the company that houses Adam Cole. Baby, a place that I've done pre-shows for in the past, and also had Adam Cole on the show on Friday or on Thursday. He comes in here, breaks our microphone, breaks our headset, says "F you" to me, pushes tie, storms out. This man said, "Let's talk about it." I said, "Let's do it live." Ladies and gentlemen, the head of NXT, big-brained man, handsome man, and it's his birthday. Happy birthday to Mr. H, Triple H.
Mr. H, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I know you intended to stand up to salute me, but it was basically just a crotch shot.
It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Yeah. All right, let's talk about this. You reached out to me this weekend. I said, let's do this conversation live because I think people should at least hear it. Did you get a chance to see what Adam Cole did on this show on Thursday? What are your initial thoughts? I assume you're calling to say, hey, sorry about how that all unfolded.
I did get a chance to see it. Forgive me here. There's a bit of an echo on my end, video-wise, but
that's our fault.
I will deal with it. But look, here's the thing, Pat. I like both you guys, and you're both good guys. You're both very passionate about what you do, and to me, this is all a misunderstanding. Look, you guys have had a relationship for a while, positively, partially, and then becoming negative. And I think it started from a place of you participating in shows back in Indianapolis when you first came to a show, I believe.
Yep.
And you guys had interaction from the showbiz side of this. And I believe sometimes those lines get blurred, and you guys had a relationship that, as you were around the shows, became somewhat more contentious behind the scenes. But I don't know that either one of you necessarily saw that so much as it was a fun irritation that was interesting for people. And then you get to this point where, Adam calls me last week, says I'm going to be in town. McAfee invited me on the show. Hey, is it cool if I do it? I say yes. A little bit in my mind thought, I hope that goes well, not knowing it would become what it becomes. And I think everybody's hypersensitive in today's world a little bit, especially. But, I apologize for Adam coming on your show. He is the nicest guy in the world on a lot of levels. Comes on your show. There's a interaction between the two of you that I believe is Adam being a little bit overly sensitive.
Concur.
And you, honestly, Pat, being Pat McAfee, which is you're a professional needle pusher.
Whoa,
you're a professional button pusher. That's what you do. You needle people for a living. You do it very well. It's how you've made a name for yourself.
Well, I will take that as an apology. But so I didn't know that you knew he was coming on the show. To be honest, I had no idea. So I am just now learning that you knew he was coming on the show. Whenever that thing blows up like it does, and I saw the reaction that I got on the Twitter, by the way, by humans was next level through the entire thing. And to be honest, I was shook by it because that is not what my show is. I think that I'm a button pusher, but normally it's like in jest and fun. Let's have a good time here. Let's try to make people as relatable as possible. I think a lot of people were very confused about how he fucking flipped out. That was just next level. Did you have a conversation with him immediately afterwards, or how has that gone? Because he has gone out this morning and put out an apology. We saw that about an hour ago. Yeah. Have you talked to him since then? And how does this all
we spoke. I didn't ask him to put out an apology. I didn't ask him to do anything. I felt like, to me, this was him being on your show. He asked me if it was cool. I said yes. He did the show. He's a grown man responsible for his own actions in a way, and how he responded to it. But I think, Pat, I'm sure you've been in situations before where somebody, you're already on edge going into something. And I think that knowing your relationship in the past, Adam came on the show. Look, Pat, I'll be honest with you. You know, when you come in our world from the outside, people are leery from the outside, media people, everything else. And you've done stuff on our show and people have had fun with it. And you like to have fun. But to some of those talent, you're picking fun at something you're not really a part of, and you're attacking people that they see you as a guy that, and you said it on your own show, bought a ring one time, trained with Rip Rogers for a few days because he needed the money, and then
Whoa.
interacts with them sometimes like, he's one of them. And I think they're hypersensitive to it. And I think it's been a while because of everything that's going on in the world. It's been a while since you've been around in a bigger way. So I think those things stew in people's mind. Adam comes on the show thinking, this will be cool. Pat and I, we'll get along great. And then you do what you do, which I agree is probably in jest, and probably at any other time he would have taken it in that manner. And it just struck him wrong. And he's a human being. He's a man. He had a bad day, right? And it struck him wrong, and he snapped. But I also think too there were moments in there, and this is me talking to you man to man. I think there were moments in there where he started to clearly get agitated, and you kept your foot on the gas.
I mean, maybe I watched it back.
I feel like I'm talking to my kids right now. I know you were irritating your sister, and she was about to snap, and they're like, "No, I wasn't."
I did. Obviously, I had to watch it back. Now, I didn't just watch the 2 minutes that was clipped for social media. I watched the entire interview back, and there was obviously some times where I felt like if I watch it back and I'm watching me, right, and I'm seeing my demeanor, there was obviously a lot more, I think, of me poking the bear than I originally thought as soon as it ended, right? There was a lot of that. But still...
Because it was because you were having fun, and it was in jest. And I get that. Look, I am the same way with people, right? And you do it because you like them, and you do it because they react. And the more they react, the more fun it becomes. And when you're needle pushing somebody, or you're button pushing somebody like that, it's very easy for it to go to a line and then go over that line for them. But it becomes more fun for you because the more they sell, the better it is to work for that reaction.
Did you find them?
If I did, that would be between he and I. So that's not something I would discuss. In all due respect, it's not something I would discuss on here, right? So whatever he and I discussed for us business-wise is he and I in business. But as far as him coming on here, to me, this is him as a man now coming to you and saying, I overreacted and I'm sorry, right? That's if he put out an apology today. I didn't ask him to do it. I didn't tell him to do it. I didn't talk to him about, his reaction. Our interaction between he and I from a professional standpoint is our business. How he handles it with you is different. And I think he's reaching out to you as a man to say, I apologize to you.
So how do we get past this? Because I do enjoy working with your brand NXT. I do. I literally enjoy it. But, I think it's going to be a bit difficult at the current, way.
Pat, that's why I'm on the show. You enjoy it. I enjoy you working with the show. I enjoy your interaction. I feel like you're refreshingly honest. But with refreshing honesty sometimes comes great power. It becomes, it can hit people wrong. And I think that's what works in the situation. Look, to me, this is two guys. I'm sure you've had this on your teams before as you've played throughout you've had various sports and everything else. You're an athlete at the highest of levels in locker room situations. The guy you don't get along with and the guy that you almost come to blows with on your team ends up becoming the guy you're closest to sometimes, and the guy that you're the most have the most relatable relationship in common with. That's what guys do. We get to the edge of fighting, and then we go look at each other and go, oh, that's cool, man, and shake hands. And now you're close to that guy. I think that's what this is. I think there's a moment right now he realizes he made a mistake. He's reaching out to you to apologize. I feel like if it's reciprocated, we move past this. I do feel like that probably at some point, you guys sooner than later, so that this doesn't fester, I think it should be in person if at all possible. I think that you guys get together, sit down, sit in the same room, be honest with each other, have the conversation, because I do think that you guys would genuinely like each other. And I think you did in the beginning, and I think it just got to a point where it became something else.
All right. I can believe that. I think that's true. Now, granted, he's going to have to apologize to Ty, who has colitis. He almost broke this guy's back right here. Yeah. Ty was just trying to de-escalate the situation, almost broke his entire spinal cord. There's no reason for all of that.
Yeah, still kind of tender, actually, too.
Yeah, his neck hurts, too.
Yeah. His neck, or you were doing this? Is it your neck or your back?
All right.
Well, spine. The spine.
You are. Well, I'm just asking. I don't. I want to be
All right.
honest. If we're calling an ambulance, I want to call the right ambulance.
All right, well, let's do this. It's your birthday. Enjoy your birthday. Let's figure out a time for he and I to talk, because I did not mean to obviously make him get pissed off. You're saying that he didn't mean to react the way he reacted. This does seem like a miscommunication.
That's all I think it is. I think most things in life that you can look at on a grand scope and in the day-to-day comes to bad communication. If you miscommunicate with each other, it leads to situations like this. I just think that that's all this is. And if you guys actually sat in the same room for a little bit, you'd be on the same page. Look, Pat, I'll open it up to you, and I don't know if Florida's on your plans anytime soon. I know you come down there sometime, so anytime you're around, come on the show. I'll promote your show. I'll promote you just like we've done before. But for you guys, and if you don't want to do it that way, if you just want you and him sit in a room with nothing else around it and no promotion, not the show, anything like that, I'm fine with that too. This is you and him, man to man, and but if you want to do that separately, and because you're in Florida, whatever that is, jump on the show, whatever, cool with that too. If he wants to come up and be on your show, we can do it however we want.
All right.
But I do think the two of you should sit in a room.
All right, let's figure it out. Because I am getting married on Saturday, and there's a chance I'll be in Florida. Now, granted, that for the honeymoon, but I don't want my wife, which, by the way, sounds pretty cool to say right now.
Hey, pretty cool. Congratulations.
Wow. Thank you.
Congratulations, Pat. I forgot that's they're very soon, right?
Yeah, forever's a long time too. It's happening Saturday, bub. Look at this.
Yeah.
This is going to have a ring on it right here.
Closed up shop. No more closed for business, man.
Well, Adam Cole did a lot of that to me the other day. And I just want to let you know this one. I won't forget that. Okay, so let's talk. Let's figure it out. We'll figure it out. I appreciate you joining on your birthday. And, I mean, I don't know if it's going to work, but I would like to talk to him as a man. I think we should, and just resolve this thing, because I enjoy the hell out of talking massive amounts of shit on that pre-show over there.
Yeah, look, it's a blast. You should continue to work with the brand and us, and I love that the fact that you're a part of it and a big fan. But I also don't want one moment and one relationship and one little blip on this to affect that. So I know he's wide open to it. He's a good guy. You'll like him. So are you. You guys will get along just fine. You just got to get in the same room and talk it out, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll figure that out. Thank you for joining us. I can't thank you enough. Enjoy the hell out of your birthday, the big 35.
The big 35 again. I think for like the 10th, 15th or so time. But it's getting up there. But enjoy. I hope you have a great wedding. I hope that that all goes well, and especially in this crazy time in the world. I hope that is everything you want it to be. Good luck with the future and everything else. And I look forward to putting this whole other thing behind us and moving forward. And when things open back up, having Pat McAfee stir the pot on all our shows.
Yeah!
Hell yeah!
Let's go!
Hell yeah!
By the way, one more for the ride. One more for the ride. Ladies and gentlemen, Triple H. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Triple H. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, sir. He did give me a text this weekend that was like I don't want to say like an SOS text, but I don't get texts from him just randomly in my life. And then all of a sudden, I was waiting, and then it comes this weekend, and he's like, I assume they had a lot of shit that popped off with their PR team, I'd assume. Yeah. I'd assume there's a lot of things going on. That was a good conversation. He thinks we'll get along. I'm not 100% sure, but that's probably the right move. It's probably the right move. I'm an adult. Is he? I don't know. We'll find out, but that is probably a good conversation to have. All right, 12:08. We're back in 52 minutes. By the way, him joining it on his birthday, probably the last thing he wanted to do.
Yeah.
This is like whenever, so when Chuck was battling against leukemia, I put out a tweet that basically told a story about me ending up in a party that was very interesting. And it was supposed to be a story about like how everything you want in your life doesn't always end up. Like I went to Vegas, I ended up at a party, and then I saw somebody do a crazy amount of drugs, and I had to leave. And the story was basically this like coming of age tale of sometimes the things you think you want, you end up seeing, and you're like, I don't want that at all. It's like one of those things. But I put the tweet out, and there were some swear words in it and stuff like that. Word got to Chuck Pagano. Chuck Pagano had to call me from his hospital bed telling me that, hey, listen, what you're doing there, you just can't put that out. That's not what we're looking for here. And I was like, are you in the middle of like chemo right now? He's like, I'm in between sessions, and this is the last thing I wanted to call you about. And I did find it entertaining, but that's not something you can do. And I'm like, you got it, Chuck. Like, hey, man, by the way, I apologize. I am so sorry I interrupted you here in the middle of this. He was like, actually, it's a pretty good break, but... And listen, I wish this was a more positive combo, but it is not. And I was like, thank you, John. That's probably how he feels. Like, it's my fucking birthday, and now I got to talk about one of my guys, one of the guys in the brand that I have built, losing his mind. I'm happy they did that. We're professionals here. Let's move forward.